Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Earth Twister here, and I'm excited to bring you guys another Marvel Champions gameplay video. Now, before we get started, if you guys wouldn't mind doing me the awesome favor of twisting that like button and subscribing if you're brand new, it really helps this video out a lot and helps the channel. Thanks again, guys, so much for hanging out and watching. Now, this is round 2, attempt 2 of me taking Falcon in leadership up against Master Mold in expert. Now, to be completely fair, this is really only the second time I've ever faced Master Mold in expert. And Falcon, this is probably the third time I've tried to use him even with this deck. So we're going to do a quick couple of shuffles. I did reset and reshuffle after just losing this last game for probably the last video that I uploaded. So there's that there. And then here's a quick shuffle of the encounter deck. There we go. And I think I'm going to make some different choices with Magneto here. It really depends on the cards that we get and everything along those lines. So we get the Magneto ally in play. Let's flip this up. And we will discard cards from the encounter deck until we are given a Sentinel minion. All right, there's Sentinel Mark 5. He is not revealed. So he just comes into play engaged with me. He has 5 health. And if targeted for elimination is attached to my identity, Sentinel Mark 5 attacks me. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for it and attach it. So he is just put into play. He is not revealed. All right. This starts with 1 threat. Master Mold has toughness, and he cannot be attacked while there is a minion in play. Or a Sentinel minion in play, that is. I have 10 health. He has 14. Magneto's in play. Let's draw our starting hand. We get Strength and Diversity, a Resource Reserve, a Captain Marvel, a Triskelion, a Power of Leadership, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally an Arrow. So honestly, I don't think I'm quite ready for these 3 cards. These guys are just a little too expensive and not quite what I'm looking for at this point. We get Flight Squadron, Hugin and Munin, and Team Training. Okay, so we could definitely deal with Team Training. Maybe Hugin and Munin, but that's going to be a bit difficult. That's going to give us another minion to deal with. Flight Squadron would be great. Triskelion would be great. Resource Reserve is nice, but it's not a game changer. So let's see if we can get these cards in play. Okay, we can probably get those cards. So let's do... Actually, I can get a different bird ally. Nah, we'll worry about that later. I'm going to do this then. Hugin Immunin and Resource Reserve will not play that card yet. We will use the Power of Leadership to pay for team training. So Magneto ends up having 6 health points right now. I'm going to go ahead and flip up myself. I will attack Sentinel Mark 5 for 2. And then Magneto will defeat him. But he still takes a consequential, in my understanding, because of timing. Then these 2 will pay for Flight Squadron and will hang on to the Triskelion. We'll draw up to 5 and start the villain phase. 4, 5. So we got Triskelion, Battlefield Awareness. Getting that early might be good. Quinjet, Aerial Recon, and Talon Line. Now, I do want to look at this real quick because we would have seen it in the player phase. It's going to be a 3 boost. That's pretty big. Threat will go up by 1. Master Mold is going to attack for 3 plus a boost. I will defend for 2. So there's 3, 6. I take 4 damage. That takes me down to 6. Get an encounter card. And he's going to attack me again for 3. Just 3. That takes me down to 3. All right. Man. Let's get battlefield awareness down. So that's 2 resources for battlefield awareness. And we'll use Talon Line to pay for the Triskelion. Magneto will fort 2, taking a consequential. I'm going to flip down and wait. Ready. Dropped 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Threat goes up by 1. Master Mold schemes for 2, and then discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until a Sentinel minion is discarded, and put that minion into play. And then he schemes for 3, right? Which pops this immediately. Bringing this in, which we shuffle this in to get another Sentinel minion. This is the Sentinel Mark II, but they're just put into play and not going to be bringing anything crazy in. This flips up, comes in with 1 threat, and it's a fun time. We are already having a fun time, guys. Okay. I want to trigger that for sure. And then maybe strength and diversity. Okay. Then we get an encounter card, which is Stun Beam attached to a Sentinel minion without Stun Beam attached. After attached minion attacks and damages a character, stun that character. Okay, we're going to put that on Mark II. All right. I'm going to exhaust a heal for 3. Then I will go ahead and flip up. It allows me to see the top card here. Magneto is going to attack for 3 on Sentinel Mark II. That defeats it. Healing Magneto 1, and he takes a consequential. Then we'll use these 2 cards to pay for strength and diversity. Aerial Avenger and Brotherhood of Mutants, so that's 3. We'll remove 1 here and then do 2 damage to Sentinel Mark 8. And then up, and away, and aerial evacuation will play Bird of Prey and deal 4 damage here. And then I can deal extra damage. No need to, though. But if I discard this, I don't have to worry. Well, that's fine because the boost is fine. So we'll just leave that. Entering the villain phase, we'll draw up to 5. Threat will go up by 1. Master Mold will attack for 3 plus a boost. I will defend for 2. Take 1 damage. Because that was just a boost effect, not a boost icon. We get an encounter card, which is Relentless Robots. And 3 threat. Okay. We are doing all right, guys. All right. So these. Oh, no. I want to get Bird of Prey, but I also want to get Vibranium Microwave. Hmm. Not bird of prey. I want bird's eye view. Okay, these two pay for bird's eye view to remove 3 threat from a scheme. I may discard the top card of the encounter deck. That's fine. And then we'll remove threat here. Magneto, bringing him up to 3 damage. And then I guess we're going to hold on to these 2 cards. And ready. I will get to see this, though. He'll get a tough status. He already has one. That's fine. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Soup Kitchen might be good. Threat goes up by 1. Master Mold is going to attack for 3 plus a boost. I will defend and play up, up, and away. I had to look at these 2 cards. So if he attacks for 5, I will take 3 damage, taking me down to 2. Or he can get, but he'll get that in play. Yeah, I think we'll actually do this. He'll attack for 5. I've defended for 2. I take 3 damage. But I get to draw 2 cards. Okay. Then we get an encounter card. Shields up. This card gains Surge into targeted for elimination. And freaking tastic. All right. So Genius is going to pay for Vibranium Microwave, which is going to be good for later. And then we will want to get Soup Kitchen down. So I'm going to go ahead and flip down here. And we'll use Bird of Prey to pay for Soup Kitchen. And then we have 2 allies in hand we'll hold on to. And we'll ready and drop to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Threat goes up by 1. Master Mold schemes for 2. Then we discard cards until a Sentinel minion comes into play. He schemes for 3. And we get an encounter card, which means we lose. If it had been anything but advance, we could have made it. That was rough. That was real rough. All right, I'm cleaning up, and then on this video, we're going to play one more round. All right, we have cleaned up. I'm going to just reshuffle the player deck here and the encounter deck real quick, just because I like to do these things on camera. Theoretically, it's on camera. All right. There we go. Quick little shuffle. And we didn't have to do anything there. Now we get a Sentinel minion in play. That's a great... Okay, I need to shuffle that in. We got the Mark III here. Has toughness. Then we'll go ahead and shuffle this again. And we'll draw the starting hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not Vivian. Not Resource Reserve. Maybe Falcon's Flock. Genius. Not up, up, and away. Maybe Adam Warlock. 1, 2, 3. I'll take it. All right. Discard a card from my hand. Actually, yeah, we'll discard Adam Warlock. And we'll search for Red Wing. He gets added to my hand. Then I'm going to use Genius to pay for Falcon's flock. Has 5 bird counters on it. 3, 4, 5. It'll pay for aerial cards, so not just bird cards. Strength will pay for team training. And then Falcon's flock and the Triskelion will pay for Red Wing. I will reset my health here. We will flip up. Red Wing is going to ping the damage here off of the Sentinel Mark III. Take a consequential. And then Magneto will defeat the Sentinel Mark III. And he'll end up taking a consequential because I'm pretty sure of timing. Then Falcon will go ahead and thwart 2. We will draw up to 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ready. And threat goes up by 1. Master Mold will attack for 3 plus a boost. I'm going to take it. 3, 4, 5. That takes me down to 5. And counter card is Harlem's Protector. Uses 3 emergency counters. And spend 1 resource of any type and alter ego to remove an emergency counter from here. Great! Just going to discard like half of my hand. Okay, so honestly, I'd have to flip down. Air Supremacy is not going to really be needed. Battlefield Awareness would be great. So we'll do 2 for Battlefield Awareness. Get that into play. And then Red Wing will fort 1. I will attack 2. And Magneto will attack for 3. Taking him down to 11. Magneto takes a consequential. Then I will flip down and discard these 2 cards for that. And I guess I'll get an extra encounter card. Okay. Draw up to 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Soup Kitchen will be big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Threat goes up by 1. Master Mold schemes for 2. Then we get a Sentinel Minion that also schemes for 2. And then we get 2 encounter cards. So the first one is Insert Virus Program. Comes in with 4 threat. And then an Assault, which surges into a Master Mold's children. Each minion engaged with me schemes, which means this pop. So that stinks. That brings this one in. Shuffle the encounter deck discard pile into the deck. And then we get a Sentinel Minion. Here go both advances. And we get a Sentinel Mark 8. There's the new discard. There's that. Cool. Great. So after this minion engages you, he would get an attachment. There is no attachment. Cool. And I have a bird's eye view in there, so we're just going to put that in the discard pile. All right. Fantastic. I'm going to use Air Supremacy to pay for Soup Kitchen. Talon Line going to get rid of Harlem's Protector, the Victory 0. Then Soup Kitchen and Sam Wilson. I'll get to heal for 3. So exhaust Sam Wilson and Soup Kitchen. Heal damage from Sam Wilson equal to his recovery and reduce the cost of the next ally or support played this phase by 2. Then I will flip up. Captain Marvel is now only 3, so I'm going to use 1 resource there to pay for the aerial. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Captain Marvel coming into play. She is an aerial card, and after I play an aerial card, I can choose to discard the top card of the encounter deck, which I will do. Brings that up. All right. Now then. After Captain Marvel enters play, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you discard a printed energy resource, deal 3 damage to an enemy. If I discard more than 1 printed energy resource, also stun that enemy. So I discarded 2. So we'll go ahead and have her deal the 3 damage on the Mark 6. Forgot to bring this up. And stun it. Actually. We'll say that Mark 8. And stun it. Then, yeah. Captain Marvel will then attack for 3 here. She'll take 2 consequential. And then Magneto will attack for 3, defeating him. He would take a consequential, but then he heals 1 and then takes a consequential. There we go. And then Red Wing will thwart 1 here and take a consequential. He survives because of team training. Okay, we will ready and draw up. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Threat goes up by 2. Master Mold attacks for 3 plus a boost. I will defend for 2. When Falcon uses a basic power, exhaust battlefield awareness and discard the top card of the encounter deck. So 2. Gets +1. 2, I guess. And then he would get this. So I defend for 2, 4. He attacks for 3. I take no damage, but I am stunned. This guy would attack, but he's stunned, so that goes away. And then we get an encounter card, which is the villain, and each minion engaged with you attacks. Oh my gosh. All right, so Master Mold's going to attack. Magneto will defend. 3, 4, 5. Thank you for your service, Magneto. And then this guy will attack, and I'll just take 3. Takes me down to 5. Okay. My turn, finally. All right, so I could get Arrow in play. Or see about getting Cannonball. Arrow would theoretically be cheaper. If I do 1, 2, 3, then he can activate without taking consequential. I think I like that. So we're going to use a Falcon's Flock token, Power of Leadership, and a draw their fire to bring in Cannonball. Reveal that card there. Sweet. What do I want to do then? I'll go ahead and discard this because of playing an aerial card. Get to see that. It is Master Plan. I'm going to exhaust Red Wing and return him to my hand. And discard the top card of the encounter deck. Choose to either deal X damage to an enemy or remove X threat from a scheme. X is the number of icons in the discarded cards boost area. So we'll remove 2, bringing that down to 1. Then Cannonball will thwart 2. He takes no consequential damage because I have 3 aerial cards in my hand. And then I'll use these 2 as resources to pay for Red Wing. We'll discard that because of that. Then Red Wing will thwart again. Do this, taking a consequential. When defeated, deal 2 damage to each Sentinel enemy. So he takes 2, meaning he's at 5. And Master Mold takes 2, taking him down to 9. That defeats that. Captain Marvel will swing for 3 here, defeating this minion. She takes 2 consequential. But fortunately, she stays alive because of team training. We will... I'm going to go ahead and flip down and draw up to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ready, everybody up? Master Mold. Okay, so this actually goes up by 1, and then Master Mold schemes for 2 and puts the Sentinel Mark 2 into play, who schemes for 1. Then we get an encounter card, which is the unit upgrade attached to Sentinel minion. They get +2 and retaliate 1. All right. What I will do then Cannonball is going to thwart 2 and take no consequential damage. Actually, then I will heal for 3 and reduce the amount it costs to pay for an ally this phase by 2. That will actually get me in Hugin and Munin for free. Fix my phone. There we go. Phone is back. Okay. Hugin and Munin came in for free. Wait. We won't have played him just yet. And in fact, what I will do is I'm going to exhaust Red Wing, bring him back to my hand, and do a damage here. Then I put him back in for free because I did the soup kitchen. I like that. I like that better. And then Captain Marvel will attack for 3 here, defeating this guy. All right. Red Wing will fort 1, bringing this down to 2. They'll take a consequential. Captain Marvel gets defeated. There we go. I have aerial cards still in my hand. So Power of Leadership is going to pay for Hugin and Munin. Get to search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And put it into play, engage with me, and then I get to ready one character I control for each boost icon. Unfortunately, it's gonna be 2. So either the Mark 5 with 5 hit points or the Mark 5. Okay. Bring the Mark 5 in. I think we shuffle this up. It is 2, so I'm going to ready Cannonball and myself. Cannonball will just go ahead and attack for 2 on him, taking no consequential because the card's in my hand. I'm going to use energy to pay for Vibranium Microwave. I'm going to exhaust to remove my stunned. Air Supremacy will pay for Aerial Recon. Hugin and Munin will go ahead and fort 1 here, take a consequential. All right. That is 2. Okay. We will ready and draw up. I'm not sure I'm going to want to do aerial recon, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do get an extra encounter card here, which I know is a Sentinel minion. That's okay. All right. To remember to activate Cannonball before I play cards from my hand. So keep aerial recon there. Threat's going to go up by 1. We're going to get attacked for 3 plus a boost. I will defend for 3 because of the Vibranium Microwave. 3, 4, 5. I take 1, and I'll ping 1 over here. He's going to attack for 3. Hugin and Munin will take it. Encounter cards. The first one is the Sentinel Mark 5. And then the next one is Shadow of the Past. So we get Viper with Quick Strike. So he'll do 2 damage to me. After he activates, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we get Serpent Solutions and shuffle these cards in. Okay, that's not the worst side scheme. So I can definitely, if I've got thwart potential, we can handle it. But it's not a big thing to deal with. So it's 6th threat. All right. I should have upped and away, but I didn't. Unfortunately. Okay. So Cannonball is going to go ahead and activate. He's going to attack this guy for 2 and take no consequential. Beating him. These guys each have 2 hit points. We're going to use 1, 2, no. Use 1 and 2 for Bird of Prey. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. And may discard the top card of the encounter deck. So we'll go ahead and defeat Viper here because of that extra damage. Okay, we get to play with the top card of the encounter deck face up. Then we'll use Angel and Strength and Diversity to pay for Flight Squadron. And then Red Wing is going to thwart one off the main. Take a consequential. Ready and draw up. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Strike goes up by 1. Master Mold attacks for 3 plus a boost. I'll defend for 3. 4. I will ping that damage over here instead of taking it. And then 3 damage coming at me. Red Wing, thanks, buddy. I really love you, I guess. All right, then we get an encounter card, and it is Advertisement. Shuffle each Serpent Society minion into the encounter deck. From the encounter deck, discard pile into the encounter deck. Let's just, I think that's Viper, and that's it. Yeah. And then it surges. Into Intruder Alert. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme discards cards from the encounter deck until a Sentinel minion is put into play, engaged with them. Comes in with 3 threat. There are the side schemes. Now it is my turn. All right. I have 2 aerial cards in hand. He is going to go ahead and attack for 2 here and take no consequential. Then I will use 2, 4, 5. Bring Captain Marvel back into play. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get to deal 3 damage to an enemy and stun them. He is defeated. He's in play. And then I'm going to use Genius to pay for Air Supremacy. And I get to deal 3 damage to Master Mold. It's not great if there's not very many minions out, but it's pretty good still. Then, after I play an aerial card, exhaust this card and ready an ally you control. So let's say nothing. Fort for 2. Cannonball will fort for 2. Defeats that. And we'll come back to it. He will take 2 consequential, but he survives because of team training. She takes 1 consequential for that fort. And then discard cards from the encounter deck until a Sentinel minion. After it's discarded, so after a Super Society minion is discarded from the top of the encounter deck, deal that minion to the first player as a face down encounter card. That's 2 of them. 3 of them. So there is Sentinel Mark 2. They get an acceleration token. Sheesh. All right. I know these are minions anyways. One has Quick Strike. All right. So that is all I can do on my turn. I will ready and draw. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Threat goes up by 2 now. And then Master Mold will attack for 3 plus a boost. I will defend for 3. That's 5. I take 1 damage. And I'll ping the other one over here on Sentinel Mark 2, who will attack for 2. And Marvel will take this one. Then we get an encounter card with the 3 minions. One of those is a 3 of those are quick strikes. Oh no. Shoot. Um okay. Well that's game because these guys kill me in one go. So that's rough. I did not realize they had quick strike. I really do want to win. Like I feel like this deck can work. I'm just not able to keep pace with what Master Mold is throwing at me. So thanks guys for watching so much. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.